May 9th, and I'm here to take you guys through your workout for the day. All right, let's go ahead and jump into your warm-up. You guys have an 800-meter run, okay? Go ahead and give me 2 minutes out, 2 minutes back. If you're not sure what that 800 meters is, we'll call that your 800-meter warm-up run. Now we got 25 feet of a bunch of different movements, okay? If you don't have 25 feet marked off, that's okay. Maybe just go from one end of the room to the other. You guys have knee pulls. We're going to start with the knee coming into the chest. Once it hits the top of that range of motion, go ahead and lower it back down. You'll walk that for 25 feet or across the room. Next, you guys have quad pulls. With those quad pulls, you're going to grab the top of your foot, pull your heel into your butt cheek, and then push your hips forward while keeping your torso tall. You'll feel a stretch in the hip flexor and the quad. Okay, once you hit the top of that range of motion, go ahead and bring that foot back down and continue to walk it forward. Okay, next you guys have high knees. I want you guys to think about landing on the mid-sole of your foot in these high knees, but those knees are going to be coming up as high as you can or to about knee height. So high knees, these guys, all right? You'll take that from one end of the room to the other. Okay, same concept with your butt kickers. Hands are going to be behind your butt, and you're going to kick your butt, all right? Next, you guys have toe pulls. So you guys are going to reach with your heel. Opposite hand's going to go to opposite toe. Keep that leg as locked out as you can. If you need to limit that range of motion to your knee or to your shin, that's okay too. But you're looking for a stretch, whoa, back in your hamstring, okay? Next, you guys have Frankensteins. Again, opposite hand, opposite foot. Legs going to stay as locked out as possible. You're going to touch that toe, and then actively pull that foot back down. Okay, so you're going to walk with those all the way to the very end of the room. Next, you guys have inchworms with a push-up. On your inchworms, legs are going to stay locked out. You're going to walk your hands out, keep your elbows tight, chest touches the ground, and then you're going to inch your toes as close to your hands as possible, and then continue that crawl all the way to the edge of the room, okay? Next, you guys have your duck walk. With your duck walk, you guys need to get down to the very bottom of like a squat, okay? From here, think about landing flat-footed, right? Trying to come up onto your toes on your duck walk. This means you need to actively push your knees out, and you need to use your butt cheeks to help you walk, okay? So flat-footed duck walk, okay? Again, I turn on my butt cheeks and my quads as I move. Next, you guys have your bear crawl. Arms and legs are going to stay locked out. With your bear crawl, you're going to crawl like a bear. What kind of sound does a bear make? Next, you guys have your crab walk. With that crab walk, hands are going to be facing whatever direction you're going to be moving towards, and hips are going to stay up nice and high. So you're driving through those heels, squeezing your butt cheeks, keeping your hips up nice and high as we go. Spidermans. You guys are going to stay nice and low on your Spidermans. So you're going to start in like a lunging position, and you're going to crawl your hands through. Okay, lunging position, crawl your hands through. And you're trying to stay as low as you can all the way through. Next, you guys have walking lunges with those guys. Big step forward. Back knee's going to touch the ground. Front knee stays on top of your ankle. And then come up to the top, keeping your torso nice and vertical all the way through. Okay. Last but not least, you guys have a lateral squat walk. So with this, you guys are going to be in a squat stance. All right. We're going to stay low. We're going to use our butt cheeks, our hamstrings, and our quads to help us stay low and move. Those feet never come any closer together than your squat stance. So make sure you guys are focused on staying low and staying wide, okay? That's your warm-up for today, and it's gonna get you fired up for what we have coming for you next. Next, you guys have a workout called Menace, all right? You have 5 separate amraps separated by 1 minute of rest, okay? There are 2 movements that stay consistent through all 5 amraps. However, the first movement in every amrap is going to change, okay? So your first amrap, 15 air squats, 10 Russian object swings, and then 5 burpee over objects. 1 minute of rest after that 5-minute amrap. Next 5-minute amrap, 15 push-ups, 10 Russian object swings, 5 burpee over object. 1 minute of rest. Then 15 alternating jumping lunges total. 10 Russian object swings, 5 burpee over object, 1 minute of rest. Okay, next 5-minute amrap, you guys have 15 push presses, 10 Russian object swings, 5 burpee over object, 1 minute of rest, and then 5 pistol squats total, 15 pistol squats total, 10 Russian object swings, and then 5 burpee over object. Let's go ahead and talk about those air squats. Air squats, you guys are gonna have your hands up above your chest, your shoulders. Torso is gonna stay vertical. Feet are gonna be set just outside shoulder width distance with a slight turn out to the toes. Hips are gonna go back, knees go out, hip crease passes your knee, stand all the way back up. Okay, a couple things I want you guys to avoid is overarching that back, right? When I say hips back, I just mean start to shove those hips back, not necessarily overarching of your back. But hips go back, torso stays tall, knees go out, hips open at the top. So that's your first movement for your first amrap. Next movement, you guys have push-ups. Elbows are gonna stay nice and tight to your side, chest is gonna touch the floor, and you walk back out at the top, okay? Try to minimize your hip dip here. Make sure your butt's not in the air. Make sure we're not doing these little cobra presses, right? Keep your belly button tight in that plank position. If you guys need to drop, don't drop to your knees, elevate the surface you're pressing off of. Okay, so take it up to a box, bench, chair, bed, work desk, whatever y'all can raise that surface that you're pushing off of with. Next, you guys have alternating jumping lunges for your third amrap as your first movement, okay? Knees stay stacked on top of your ankles, open your hips up, and alternate. Okay, back knee will lightly kiss the ground if you can. Make sure torso stays tall, and again, we're not pushing our knee over our toe. If we need to scale, we can scale to regular lunges, so don't worry about jumping with those suckers. Right, just make sure you are maintaining proper distance with those feet. Okay? Next, you guys have push press. You have a couple options with these. If you guys have a set of dumbbells, you can use both dumbbells at one time. If you guys have a barbell, you can use a barbell. If you guys have an object that you can use with 2 hands, you can do a 2-handed push press, okay? Regardless of what you choose to do, you're gonna have that dumbbell up in a semi-rack position, or barbell, or whatnot up here, or here, okay? Feet are gonna be placed underneath your hips. You're going to give me a dip, so a push out of the knees, torso stays vertical, elbow stays high. You're gonna drive through your heels, open your hips up, arms lock out, ear comes past your biceps at the top. Okay, that dumbbell stays as close to my midline as possible if I'm working a single arm. If I'm working 2 hands at one time, make sure that that head comes through the top, belly button's pulled back towards your spine, shoulders stay stacked on top of your hips. And that same rule applies for a barbell. A couple things I don't want to see. I don't want to see you guys pushing out, no arched backs, okay? And make sure you guys are, in fact, using those hips to get that dumbbell or barbell or kettlebell moving, okay? Your 5th movement for your 5th AMRAP, that very first movement, are going to be your pistol squats, okay? You guys can do these prescribed, excellent, go for it, okay? Just make sure on your pistol squats, you are in fact getting your hip crease past your knee, that heel stays on the ground, opposite foot stays off the floor, and you open your hips up at the top. Couple scaling options. You guys have a few of them, okay? You guys can find some kind of elevated surface like a step here. You guys can give me heel touches. So my balance is going to be on my working leg. Opposite heel's going to touch the floor. Higher the surface, harder it is. Lower the surface, easier it is. Okay, another option. You guys can cross a foot behind you. Kind of use your toe as a kickstand. And the farther up that foot is on that leg, the harder these get. Okay, so same concept though. I just did a circle. Okay, you're going to push your hips back. We're balancing on one leg. We're trying to get that hip crease past your knee. Keep your heel on the ground, torso tall. Open your hips up at the top. Okay. Other options could be like a one-legged box squat. So you have a box or a bench or some kind of surface behind you, and you would get your butt to that box or bench, drive through your heel, and stand up. Again, torso stays up tall, and I'm going to be pushing my hips back to get my butt to that surface. Okay, so you have some options here. However, it's 15 total. I know it's an odd number. Try and alternate your starting leg, and that will give you hopefully an even amount. All right, so those are your 5 movements that will change throughout the work. But your other 2 movements that stay the same are going to be your Russian object swings. You'll have 10 of those, and then 5 burpee over objects. With your Russian object swings, feet are going to be set in that squat stance. Okay, hips are gonna go back, shoulders stay up and out. You're gonna drive through your heels, squeeze your butt cheeks at the top. Okay, make sure your back stays straight and we're not grounding it at the bottom. Okay, also, it's not a shoulder raise. Use your hips, right? Use your butt cheeks. Next, you guys have a burpee over object. With your burpee over object, you guys are gonna jump your feet back. Let's go this way. Hands will touch the floor, chest and quads get on the ground. You'll jump your feet back to that same squat stance. Hips do not have to open up. You can jump right over that object, okay? If you need to scale, you guys can scale the step backs, step overs, or step backs, no push up. Okay? That is your WOD briefing for the day. I hope you guys have a great workout. Comment below with your times, rounds and reps will be your score for today, and it'll be your total number of rounds and reps. Score will be posted below if you guys wish, okay? Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you guys back here on Monday.